Hi, everybody. Thank you for viewing our open house presentation. My name is Mary Clancy. I'm the Associate Head of School here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vicki Doucette. I'm one of the assistant heads here, and I'm really excited that you're checking out Cooke, and we hope to see you soon in the building.
And I'm Shari Honig. I'm assistant head for the middle school. Nice to meet you. I look forward to seeing you in person.
My name is Cindy Surdy. I am the associate head of the lower school program at Cooke School.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew Gale, and I'm the curriculum director of mathematics from K to 12.
Hi, I'm Beth Sullivan, the Director of English Language Arts and Social Studies Curriculum, grades K through 12.
So we'll be going through a number of different slides that give an overview of our curriculum and our programming and how we deliver services. Take the slides in for however much you can hold this information, and then feel free to schedule a tour of our facilities if it seems like an interesting program for you and your child. So I'm going to share my screen now. If you're unfamiliar with our Cooke programming, we do have services for children in kindergarten through age 21. So our lower and middle school are grades K through 8. Our upper school is grades 9 through 12, our high school program. After grade 12, students have the option of moving to our transitions program until they're 21. And we also have an institute that partners with schools around the city to provide consultation and professional development with schools around New York City. Our mission, which we live and breathe here every day, is that we envision a world in which all people with disabilities are included as valuable members of their communities, leading independent and purposeful lives. You'll hear the word independence a lot through our programming. It's something that we take into consideration when we're planning reading activities or speech therapy activities, and all of our curriculum really focuses on making sure our students are independent as much as possible in whatever that means to them. Some of our principles in terms of how we design our programming is certainly to embrace the learner. We offer experiential instruction, opportunities to generalize out into the community, as well as integrating academic, social, and life skills programs. So it's not just reading intervention, it's not just related services. We're really looking at the whole picture, again, focusing on that independence for each child. As I mentioned, we have a lower, middle, and upper school, our K through 12 programming, and we have recently moved. We have a brand new facility on Madison Avenue, and I'm going to have Ms. Honig start to share a little bit about that.
Hi, everyone. I'd also like to introduce you to our beautiful new facility at 1713 Madison Avenue, located on the corner of 113th Street, very close to Central Park, and centrally located in East Harlem, where the students can take community walks and see the sights around our neighborhood. What you're seeing now is the lobby of our building. This is where we greet our students every morning as they come in off the buses. We have students coming from all 5 boroughs, Long Island and Westchester, and they are met by their teachers and paraprofessionals. Some of them are accompanied up to their classrooms in the morning, and it's a wonderful place to get a pulse on the day and our students. We also have shared spaces in our building at 1713. What you're seeing right now is our music room, and it allows students to come together, and also the adults in the building to come together. Our beautiful regulation size gym is where we lead our PE classes. There is a screen that separates the gym into both north and south sides so we can have multiple groups come together. We also offer kids in the game, and it's also where we host parties and movie nights. Our students, you can see, are in the neighborhood, out and about, going on community walks for both humanities and math. And what you're seeing right now is one of our middle school classes going on a community walk, standing on the corner of 110th and 5th Avenue, right next to Central Park. In our classrooms, we have smart boards that the students use along with the teachers. We have desks with multiple types of chairs for our different students. We have teachers and paraprofessionals working together, all to help our students learn. And this is our outdoor roof space. Our building offers 2 beautiful outdoor spaces, one on the 2nd floor that we can use for recess, along with a beautiful rooftop for recess, community events. And here is our middle school saying, Cooke Middle School is amazing, and it is.
So in terms of who Cooke serves, we like to say that there's magic in the mix. We don't have a specific diagnosis, but there are some common threads that we're looking for when we're looking at through our admissions process. So we have students that have a few common needs. First, their learning needs. So they need specific intervention and support with their academics. They also need something with adaptive skills. So specific support needed for life skills, independent functioning, sometimes different hygiene needs, independent living, and that's supported primarily through our related services department. There's also some social emotional needs. So we have social skills classes and language skills classes that focus on peer relationship, identifying emotion, working to be aware of yourself and your functioning in social environments, as well as sensory motor needs and communication needs. So there may be occupational therapy or physical therapy needs, in addition to language processing, expressive and receptive language needs.
We have around 60 students typically every year, K through 5. And each of those classrooms are blended age classes. What I mean by that is it's a K1, a 1-2, a 2-3, etc. In grades K through 2, so that's a K1, 1-2 class, there's a special ed head teacher, assistant teacher, paraprofessionals as needed. And within those 2 classrooms, they each have a full-time speech and occupational therapist that can work really in the classroom all day long with them. We created this pilot a few years ago, and we find that doing this in the young ages really presents well, and we have some amazing outcomes from doing that. Also in the K through 2, they share a occupational therapist, a physical therapist, and the school psychologist. The rest of the grades 3 through 5, again, all of our head teachers are special ed teachers. There's a head teacher, assistant teacher, and paraprofessionals as needed.
And in terms of our program here at the Cooke Middle School, we have about 60 students in grades 6 through 8. We have a class size of 10 to 12 students. And within those classes, there are mixed age groups. So our students are supported by a head teacher, an assistant teacher, and paraprofessionals, depending on the needs of the students in their class. And they move through a schedule with that same group of students each day in that class size of 10 to 12 students.
I'm going to go back to my favorite word, independence, and what that means for our students. So we strive to teach our students to be independent, not only at school by going to the school library and choosing the just right book for them, or in life. And in this situation, this is a student who had a desire to learn how to sew. And most of us don't know how to sew, so we actually got a place local in the neighborhood that would help teach us. So this child actually, at the end of this workshop, she ended up being able to make her own dress, and then at the end of the year was able to participate in a fashion show wearing the dress that she made.
At Cooke, we use a lot of strategies to help our students learn. Our teachers use assessments to help drive instruction. These assessments are used to create small groups and individualized instruction for our students. Our teachers work really hard to engage our students in the learning process, and we utilize components of project-based learning and inquiry-based learning. Our students are excited to learn because we build in choice within our curriculum, so students have an opportunity to explore topics of interest that relate to units of study. And our teachers are also engaging in hands-on projects to increase the multimodal instruction of our lessons. And collaboration is key at Cooke. Our teachers and related service providers collaborate, as well as collaboration with our educational tech department. So at Cooke, we work tirelessly to meaningfully integrate technology into our units and our lessons each day. And a lot of our work is captured on our digital portfolio system. We use something called Seesaw, which is a great engagement tool for families and students and teachers and related service providers to share what we're learning about and to engage with each other's work. At Cooke, each day, students have an ELA or English Language Arts block. This time is for students to practice reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Our teachers carefully assess what students are already demonstrating mastery of, so they can use that information to plan appropriate next steps for their students. We use a structured literacy approach so that we're providing explicit instruction in all the essential pillars of literacy. At Cooke, teachers will engage students in word study, and that will look different for the different developmental and age groups of the students. The teachers work on developing the students' fluency and building their vocabulary. A core component of our ELA curriculum is building reading comprehension strategies, and that might look like guided reading groups or a whole group read aloud, shared texts, again, a variety of experiences for students to be able to generalize skills in different contexts. And also instruction in written expression is essential to our core curriculum, and that might look like letter formation writing or daily writing experiences, and learning different writing strategies throughout the writing process to help students write for different purposes, such as persuading, informing, and entertaining. Ultimately, ELA teachers strive to create students who view themselves as active readers, writers, and critical thinkers. We carefully choose our resources and our texts so that students can see themselves reflected in our curriculum, as well as to acquire the knowledge of diverse perspectives. At Cooke, our ELA and social studies curricula are linked. Often they are taught by the same teacher, and that's done intentionally to help reinforce the literacy skills that are needed to access and acquire knowledge within the social studies curriculum. Our social studies curriculum covers diverse topics, including geography, where students will use a variety of globes and maps to develop their map literacy and geographic reasoning. It includes historical studies, where students explore cause and effect and chronological reasoning. Students explore different economic systems and structures, local and global cultures, and engage in process skills such as comparing and contrasting. And students explore civics. What does it mean to engage in our communities, both locally and nationally? So we want students to learn more about themselves as they learn about their fellow human beings in social studies class. So in doing this, our students are encouraged to become active members of their local communities who can formulate their own informed opinions and think critically. Another important component of social studies is current events. This builds knowledge, encourages curiosity, and promotes justice. We discuss events in the classroom that is intentionally promoting equitable dialogue and grounded in anti-racist practices.
Here at Cooke, the goal of the mathematics program is to provide students with the math skills they'll need to live as independently as possible. And how we do that is by combining the students working on mathematical proficiency, as well as integrating adaptive skills into the daily classroom culture. And so what is mathematical proficiency? Most people think that math class is centered on procedural fluency, which is the skill in carrying out procedures flexibly, accurately, efficiently, and appropriately. But at Cooke, we focus on all 5 strands of mathematical proficiency, including the development of mathematical concepts and the relationships between operations, the ability to formulate, represent, and solve mathematical problems, the capacity for logical thought, reflection, explanation, and justification, and the habitual inclination to see mathematics as sensible, useful, and worthwhile in your everyday life. And no matter where your child is in developing their own mathematical proficiency, at Cooke, we strive to meet every student where they are.
Along with what our students are exploring in the classroom, we also like to get out into the community for some off-site education and real-world learning. You can see in the photos, we have students walking across the Brooklyn Bridge, middle school students at the library, and of course, exploring the great outdoors.
We have a STEAM program for science and technology. Science is taught by using the process of science. So it's really a project-based approach to teaching science. They do all kinds of fun things like, if we put an egg and we can wrap it up softly enough, what happens when we drop it? Can we protect it enough so it doesn't break? It's really fun to watch. And science and technology, we have a technology teacher as well, that not only does instruction within our technology lab, which is equipped with, top of the line iPads, laptops, et cetera, any device you can think of. They also work very closely with the classroom teachers so that we can integrate the technology into the classrooms as well. Creative arts and movement. We probably move and boogie more than any school that I've ever been part of in my entire career. We have an art therapist, a music therapist, and a music instructor. So different types of approaches, so that there's a therapeutic approach to art and a therapeutic approach to music. And there's also just hanging out and playing fun and doing performances by the music instructor. We have yoga, adapted PE. We have an outside company that comes in and actually works with our students with phys ed so that all can participate, and Zumba.
All right, the next main component of our programming we want to talk about are therapeutic services. So in addition to the academic courses and classwork, the arts program that we have a big focus on therapeutic services. That's a common thread. All of our students require support with counseling, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy. So we offer these services through a collaborative integrated model. All of our therapists work with our team members, our academic teachers, our paraprofessionals, and each other to make sure to collaborate on student individual goals. They provide these services through push-in sessions as well as pull-out sessions. There are also dedicated times within the schedule for these services to happen so that students don't have to miss too many classes to receive these services. We go beyond the IEP. Our services are assessment-based and really focused and tailored on the student's individual needs. So as the student progresses through K through 21, our therapists meet with their counterparts at the grammar school and at our transitions and high school programs to make sure that their goals continue to be updated throughout their time at Cooke. Our students receive support in social skills throughout their homerooms. They start and end each of their days with the same homeroom team and are supported by that clinical team of speech therapists, occupational therapists, counselors, and physical therapists where appropriate. They work on life skills throughout their day, and then in those separate sessions with their clinical service providers. They build coping strategies. They work on self-regulation. They focus on adolescent development. There's a health curriculum that is being administered this year, and it's a collaboration with the entire middle school team. And they really focus on all of those needs that tend to present in the middle school years, advocating for themselves and building their emotional awareness. Our speech therapists work on language and communication support. So this presents in a variety of ways in terms of expressing their wants and ideas, learning to advocate for their preferences, as we mentioned, using their language appropriately and socially, really tailoring their executive functioning, using AAC devices and learning to utilize those within the community if it's appropriate, utilizing the assistive technology. We have a lot of access to that, and we make sure our students become comfortable using that in whatever settings they're in throughout the day. And then specific things such as feeding goals or processing language. And in terms of adaptive and motor skills, our occupational therapists and physical therapists support handwriting and tool usage, as well as motor planning. They use different sensory regulation strategies. We have a beautiful sensory gym with 2 separate sides. So our occupational therapists and our physical therapists can be working at the same time with individuals or small groups of students. We have a beautiful rock climbing wall and a lot of adaptive equipment, including swings and various breakout spaces to help support the sensory diets that our students benefit from. We also have our beautiful gym that was shown before that all students receive adaptive physical education within, supported by our Kids in the Game staff.
Community building. This is really important to us because we do want to be a very typical school, right? So we have a lot of community building throughout the year. Every single Friday morning, we have town meetings where students present things that they've been working on over the previous weeks. We do a read aloud. We have guests come in and speak. It is just a really great moment for parents to be involved with as well. They're always welcome to our town meetings on Friday mornings. Halloween is a big celebration here. We do a big Halloween parade. We focus on everybody's customs. We have fun competitions throughout the year. The Winter Festival, Scholastic Book Fairs, Spirit Week is a time that we just do that. We do wacky things all week long just to build community amongst our students. We have houses which are very similar to Harry Potter houses. The students are assigned to a house when they enter our program, and they're in it for life. So we do friendly competitions all year long with that. And at the very end of the year, we have a fun day which we celebrate and count up the points that each house has earned during the year. And then we award a trophy and have a big parade to celebrate.
Throughout all of this, we also have a commitment to diversity, both to the diversity of different diagnoses, as I was mentioning before, but also to different diverse learning profiles. And we want to reflect all of New York City. So we have a commitment to support tuition funding so that all of our students who need us, we can serve them, and we'll support you through any reimbursement process you might be going through, as well as providing individualized CSE support. So to help you go to the IEP meeting and make sure that the services your child needs are on there, and then a commitment to serving diverse learning profiles and different cultural backgrounds. As Sherry mentioned earlier, we have students from all 5 boroughs and also a couple outer boroughs, and we're really proud that our demographic makeup reflects all of the diversity in New York City. We also come together and partner with families. We were founded by families, and they are still central to our mission and our work today. So we have an active parent school association where parents, there's different workshops and support groups, and also just fun gathering times like movie nights. There will be times where we draw on families for support. Looks a little different with COVID right now, but families to run the book fair or different festivals that we might have on the weekends. And then, of course, the classroom websites I was mentioning, so that you always have a view into what's happening in your child's school day. You know your kids best, so we want to draw on your knowledge as we plan for their school days. We hope this gives you a little bit of a lens of some of the behind the scenes stuff. We do invite you to see us in action and hopefully see all of this come to life. So feel free to schedule a tour if you would like one.